Let's do some tarot in the dark for no other reason than I got into bed and I don't feel like getting out and putting on all the lights. Um, but I felt like I should pull some cards. Um, if you are on a spiritual awakening journey, this might be helpful. I am needing some guidance, and I feel like most are at the same place on the journey. I'm seeing the Four of Cups and the Ace of Swords as I split the deck. There's this sense that we are at a place where you can't predict what's coming, and you might be feeling like dissatisfied, um, down, exhausted, and over it emotionally. Um, just emotional in general. And um, the card that comes after the Four of Cups is the Five of Cups, and there we have these three cups spilled over, and the guy standing there looking at the two other cups that, well, not seeing the two other cups that are still standing. And it's like right now we are unable to see. And if you're on a spiritual awakening journey, you're probably very psychic, very intuitive. You are able to see beyond the veil. You don't live a 3D life anymore, or you are um, sort of slowly being moved out of a typical 3D life. And because we've never lived outside of the 3D life, and if you physically, left your job, left where you used to live, the normal social constructs that you were connected to and involved in, changed your beliefs and your habits. You don't do the same things you used to do anymore, and that sounds like it can be a song. Um, there's a there's the aspect of our reality is based on thoughts, beliefs, our awareness, our consciousness. And it's almost as if a slate has been wiped clean, sort of like a computer where all the programs and everything's been deleted off it, and new programs need to be installed. But it's not someone else doing it for you. Yes, your higher self in the universe is guiding the process, but the individual specifics of your life, you're the author. There's sort of these guidelines and a direction that the universe wants collectively for us to go into or towards, but how that would look for you in terms of where and how you live um, is really up to you in a major way. But because we've never been here before, you can't even fathom. You can have ideas of how you want it to look, but because we've never done it in this way before, or maybe not in um, this life, there are parallel realities. We may have done it in other dimensions, in other realities, but in this reality we haven't done it before, or it's even in the parallel realities it hasn't been done like this before. So we are literally breaking through a barrier, a whole continuum, and it's you can't even plan ahead, not even for me, not even a day ahead. Never mind a week or a month or a year ahead. 5-year plans is more like 5-year intentions, which change all the time because there's too many factors at play. Our collective reality and consciousness is shifting so rapidly. So, what the whole picture looks like is completely changing. So, where you are in that picture is sort of dependent on the rest of what's happening. And you have to pivot and adjust constantly to the higher dimensional light codes, information that's coming in 555. I just saw my timer. To all the old belief structures, things that you believe. I mean, you could have believed that a woman does this in a relationship and a man does this in a relationship, and day by day, that idea of what that picture needs to look like could be changing. So that means if you're changing, either your partner's changing along with you, or the relationship and how it looks is going to change, which means where you live is going to change, which means what you do every day is going to change, with who you do it every day is going to change. And there's not just one aspect of who we are that's changing and of our world that's changing. So this is new. It is brand new. And there are others that are still living their lives the way they have, and their lives will probably also change, but it's more subtle, and it's probably I don't want to say unconscious, but not as intentional, or as knowing, and you almost can't coexist with a lot of other people, probably all the people around you, because it's almost as if we've been spread out so that our energies and what we're doing and what we're choosing, and our awakening path has an effect on a large scale, even if you don't see it, or you don't realize it. It is in your family. You, or just a few of you, could be changing, which means everyone else connected to you is affected in some way, and that's hard because yes, our choices affect everyone and everything. So I don't know if this is just sort of to ease our egos and our minds, because waking up to my spiritual gifts and realizing that I can sense so into so many things, and co-create with spirit how I want my life to look, has made me sort of really get comfortable with the fact that the world and the Nine of Cups, that I can create a world for myself that I'm happy with. But I can't have control over how and when and what that is going to look like. I can be manifesting a certain career goal, right? But all my ego and my mind knows is you have to work hard to get somewhere. You have to invest this and that. You have to engage with people in this way. These are the steps. And now we are seeing that the steps that we know is the hard way. And there's an energetic way of doing these things, which has to sink in with the rest of the world. And even though we can find happiness and fulfillment, our egos don't always allow us to surrender to